in Tennessee, here's what happened. Like a lot of other states, when the recession hit, Tennessee's revenues, the state's revenues shrunk up. And then a lot of federal money came into states all over the country back in 2008, 2009. And then that money went away right about 2011 when a lot of us came into office. Well, states reacted in different ways. Some states borrowed more money. We did not do that. We actually, as a Tennessean, you take up all the debt the state owes and divide it up by every person in the state, you owe the second or third lowest of any state in the country. Okay? We also didn't quit funding education, which is what a lot of states did. Tennessee, we're one of only 2 states not to decrease education funding in the last 2 years. One of only 10 states not to decrease education funding. But maybe the most important thing we didn't do is we didn't raise taxes. As a matter of fact, we cut them, as Ryan said. We cut the death tax, we cut the gift tax, we're cutting whole income tax for folks over 65. But the most important tax I think we cut is this one, because the grocery tax is one tax that every Tennessean pays. Regardless of where you live, regardless of how much money you make, the grocery tax is one tax every Tennessean pays. So last year we cut it from 5.5% to 5.25%, and we want to keep that going. So this year we're cutting it from 5.25% to 5%. Now some people say, well, that doesn't save the average Tennessean a whole lot of money. But think of it this way: of the total food tax that you pay, we've cut it 10% in the last 2 years of the total amount you pay. Well, that's a good start on saving every Tennessean money, and we're privileged to be able to be a part of making that happen. It means every Tennessean that buys groceries, and that's every Tennessean, will be able to keep more money in their pockets, and we think that's a good thing.
You expect they'll go in
0.5%, 10% total, but like to the average person, how much is that saving them?
Yeah, well, obviously, and I don't know the math exactly. I don't know the total off the top of my head. I think the total cost to the state was like $40 to $50 million in terms of that's the loss of revenue to the state. So the impact per person, I'm not sure I know that. But I do know, like I said, whatever you were paying before, you're now paying 10% less.
And you expect that'll you're going to keep lowering it going forward?
But we don't know. We obviously have to wait and see what happens with the economy and revenue. Our budget's taken some pressure. The addition of the Affordable Care Act meant a lot of additional costs to the state and some other things. So we obviously would like to do that, but like with every other budget, you have to wait and see how it develops.